Hi, I'm Bill. Some of you know me, some of you haven't met me, but I've been doing the online sessions and for brand communications and reputation management. Now, what I want to do today is just go through what we've done in the last 3 weeks. But before we do that, I just better say, welcome to my home. This is my barn. I live down the south coast of the United Kingdom. Um, so it's a unique insight of to where we live. So let's look at what we've done. We're halfway and we have got through so much. In fact, what have we done in 3 weeks? In those weeks 1, 2, and 3, we've done brand communications, understanding audiences, marketing mix, the communications mix, behavior change, branding, the 4 R's, brand personality, ACCAs. And then we moved on to the difference between branding and reputation, touch points, the big touch point wheel. Then we looked at SOSTAC. What a fantastic tool to play with. We looked at the agency client relationship. There we were with Audi and BBH, John Hegarty talking about the creative work there, and Bring in the Clowns. What a brilliant piece. And that relationship, by the way, is 36 years old. It is unusual in the agency world. Trust me, I am from the agency world, and I wish I had clients of that who were with us for that long. I've been working in advertising now for 30 odd plus years. So I could have been in that situation having a client for that long. I don't. I wish I had. Our longest one is probably about 10 years with a company called It's Insured back in Australia. Now, I digress slightly there, but we've also looked at moment marketing. We've looked at the COVID marketing and what was done in the pandemic. I particularly like Burger King there, but we'll look at that in a minute. The assessment. I love this. The assessment we had, one of the adverts I loved in particular was Coke is Fanta. It's changing the way people view things. It's changing behavior. Absolutely fantastic. Greenpeace, chucking those massive rocks into the ocean. Now, again, it's about how to stop things, how to make people think differently. Beautiful stuff. Consumer decision making, research versus insights. We've got to look at that. Marcoms, the Danish way. Okay, I know Annie loves that, being a Dane herself, and she's just flown off to Denmark today. We looked at Cannes, we looked at creativity, we looked at the Gorilla ad, we looked at the COG ad by Honda, we looked at Hearing Hands. These are the ones I am going to talk about in a little more detail just shortly. But we are also going to talk about the Angel's Cocktail and the Devil's Cocktail, just to remind you, and just to look at how fun they are. So, what I'm going to do now is just go through each of those in a little bit more detail. So, Marcoms. What is Marcoms? Well, Marcoms is really quite a fundamentally simple thing. It's really designed to be a stimuli, to evoke a set of responses that the advertiser would like the consumer to do. So, it's the promotion part, which basically is looking at it from the informing, persuading, and reminding process. We also have this called DRIP, differentiate, reinforce, inform, persuade. Brilliant. So we have all of that. Oh, and by the way, something I know some of you were new to marketing. So we have the marketing mix to play with. Now, the marketing mix is really very simple, and I'm sure you've all looked it up, and if you haven't looked it up, you need to look it up. The 4 Ps is very, very simple. Okay? Place, price, promotion, product. And then we have a few more Ps, and those other Ps are the people, process, and physical evidence. Okay? That physical thing, people get a bit confused by this. It's signs, it's livery, it's uniforms. It's all of those things which go to help them. You've seen the Amazon trucks going up and down the motorway with a great big arrow going from what used to be from A to Z, but now it's just an arrow. Buff, very clever, nice little logo. So let's just look at it. Then we have the comms mix. Okay, advertising, sales promotion, direct marketing, and public relations. Okay. we need to have all of those. We also looked at social marketing. The social marketing itself, just remember, this is not social media marketing. Social marketing is about behaviour change. TFR for London, brilliant, getting us to not park or not go into that box when we couldn't on the road, when we couldn't have, when it's start again. You can't go into that box. It's illegal, for God's sakes. And of course, they were trying to get you onto the public transport, as well as educating us about what we should be doing as a driver. We looked, therefore, at how to change behaviours. We also looked at brand relevance. And brand relevance is the 4 R's: resonance, responsiveness, reinvention, and keeping it real. Absolutely crucial. We touched on brand personality, ACCA's brand personality. And when you look at all of this, we have brand equity, we have brand value, we have brand personality. Brand personality, of course, if you remember, we went through the Johnny Walker advert, and Johnny Walker keeps on walking. And he walked, and that was beautifully done with Robert Carlyle, and he walked through time of the company and where it had gone, with that lovely line at the end, keeps on walking. So again, think about that. Brand reputation. What is brand reputation? Brand reputation is one of those things which is, how do you do it? Well, you don't do it the way United do. Because let me think, didn't they break Taylor guitars? Well, of course they did. And that wasn't because they broke guitars on purpose. Of course, what they were really trying to do was, they were trying to get their luggage into the plane too quickly, and they had no respect for people's property and were just throwing it on the tarmac. Obviously, really not a good thing to do. We looked at SOSTAC. SOSTAC is situation, objective, strategy, action, tactics, and control. I said that the wrong way around, didn't I? Because it should be situation, objectives, strategy, tactics, action, control. Then it gets SOSTAC as opposed to mine, which was slightly different. But we need to look at that. Brand touch points. We've got the brand touch point wheel. And just to remind you, a touch point is any time you come in contact with said brand. Really, really important. And you have pre-purchase, purchase, and post-purchase. And that circle is going to go round and round because they want you to carry on buying from them. Moment marketing. Well, wasn't moment marketing clever? Moment marketing, now lots of people think the Oreo one with the solar eclipse is the better one. I just love that really simple thing with BA where a plane goes over and then that little boy gets up on the screen, and that big giant screen on in Piccadilly Circus, and looks up and goes, yes, and it's the plane. But you see, what I love about that is it's just human behaviour. It's something we all do. I mean, right now, as one of our colleagues, Joel, knows, because he lives only a few miles away from me. We have a lot of old planes flying over because of Goodwood, and so we'll often hear a noise, and it'll be a Spitfire, and we'll all go, "Oh, look!" So it's a natural thing. That's why I love that one so much. I just think it's very clever and appeals to those parts that we actually were looking for, the whole human behaviour, that kind of little kid in us all going, "Oh yeah, what's that?" So also pandemic marketing. Hey, the creativity in pandemic marketing. Burger King saying, "Hey, go and buy some Mackie D's," McDonald's. Or as their French would say, McDo. So go and, and it wasn't because they were saying, "We want you to buy McDonald's" per se, it's because they were trying to say, buy any takeaways, keep the shops open, keep the business running, keep the industry going. Very, very clever. Okay. Coke is Fanta. I'm not going to say any more than that. I just think it's such a clever advert. It's beautifully done. And the spin-offs from that were fantastic, and behaviour really did change. So I think we also need to think about it, because what we did in here in this last few weeks is research versus insight. What is research? Research is information about the product, about the brand, about numbers that you've done, or quantitative research. Insights don't say anything about the product or the brand. It's a behavior. So think of it in that simplistic term. Okay? Insights are the behaviors. So all those adverts we just mentioned, we could apply that lovely model we looked at, CAN. Connectedness, appropriateness, novelty. Now, and again, what I could say is Annie got her way because we had that beautiful advert from Carlsberg and The Danish Way. And of course, it's appealing with the actor Mads Mikkelsen, and it's appealing in the sense that we all know that the Danes have this relaxed, lovely lifestyle, etc., etc. And it's again, the production side of it is beautifully done. And you're looking at it in terms of, what's it trying to say to us? What are we buying into? Creativity, though. One of my favourite, I've got a few favourites here, and they have been shown. One, of course, is the Cadbury Gorilla advert. The Cadbury Gorilla advert is so good for several reasons. One, is it because it links what I would say the Angel's Cocktail, as well as it is looking at it from the perspective of it is an audio-visual version of eating chocolate, because you've got the soundtrack with Phil Collins. I can hear it coming, hear it waiting in the air tonight, and hear it coming in the air tonight, waiting, and then bang bang with the drums. When you bite it, and it's that whole anticipation of when you are trying to, thinking, I want a piece of chocolate. Your mouth salivates. You put the chocolate in, explosion. The endorphins go mad, and you have a chemical reaction in your brain, and it's beautiful. And this is exactly what is happening with the advert. It is releasing all of those endorphins, that dopamine, the oxytocin, and it's giving us that sense of, wow, we've got the clip, we were waiting for something to happen, it happened. So it had that story and the cliffhanger behind it. Brilliant stuff. COG by Honda. Not as famous an advert. I think it should be, because the COG itself from Honda, that advert was filmed in one take. And it's, of course, basically saying it works. And isn't it nice when everything just works? Honda have always been brilliant at that. Fantastic stuff. And I think, just to end this, the Devil's Cocktail, because I've told you what the Angel's Cocktail is. And by the way, the Angel's Cocktail is fantastic at a few things. It's brilliant. It's to ensure that you have focus. You can motivate. You have better memory. You become generous. You bond. You feel trust. And you're creative and more relaxed. And again, that brings it back to focus. The Devil's Cocktail, remember, is cortisol and adrenaline. It's the bang, all that stuff. And my cat just freaked when that happened. I was going to show you my cat, but I can't today because he's lying down on the floor, quite relaxed until that point. And my dog, he's just decided not to join us this time. Usually he joins us in the videos. But the Devil's Cocktail, when you release those chemicals in the brain, it makes people irritable, intolerant, critical, and your decision making is so poor. One of the things I think is lovely to end this little bit is we've done so much. We've also looked at content marketing. Content marketing, as I said to my group, there's so many areas of content marketing, which is it PR? Is it content marketing? Does it actually fundamentally matter? But Annie, the VW Beetle, absolutely stunning. Hearing Hands. I think Hearing Hands is just one of the most beautiful pieces by Samsung. I take my hat off to them. It's so clever. It's so beautiful. And again with Annie, you've got to remember. Just I'm going to leave you on this one point. That lady bought Annie in 1966. That's 55 years ago. She's only ever bought one car from VW, we believe. So therefore, she's not even a great customer. Go figure. But of course, that's not why they did it. Well, look, ladies and gentlemen, I can't bring you one of my real animals because they're sleeping and relaxing on such a beautiful hot day. But there's the reindeer over on the wall saying hello, if nothing else. The best I can do for the moment. In the meantime, have fun. Enjoy the next couple of weeks. They should be good. And fingers crossed, that first assignment you will have done absolutely fantastically. Okay, bye-bye for now.